Returning to the scene of the crime, I'm Joe Downs for the ACES Insider. It's hard to believe, but it's just been 4 months since the University of Evansville men's soccer team made the trip down to Derby City and knocked off Louisville on their own home pitch in penalty kicks during the spring training season. Now we're into fall training camp, and the Aces are looking to do it all over again as they make the trip down to Louisville to take on the Cardinals once again in their exhibition match. With the regular season fast approaching, we caught up with head coach Marshall Ray as well as a few of the players to get a sense of where things stand heading into this exhibition game. You guys have about a weekend now, maybe a little less. Where do things stand right now with this team?
We're in a good spot. I think the guys have put a lot of work in. We're going to have the required off day tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. So we're kind of broken up preseason into two segments, two phases. So we're finishing up with a lot of individual stuff, functional training, some things like that, and we'll get the day off, and then we'll start preparing for Louisville once we come back on Wednesday.
You know, the first part's been a good test of what we're kind of dealing with on a baseline level. We have to figure out what we got kind of and go from there. As I said before, it's kind of not a regroup, but definitely trying to change up and mix things up to where we have new players and everything like that. So figuring out where we are with that and moving forward and trying to get everybody on the same page is huge for us right now.
Last Saturday you had the alumni match, and from what I understand you actually played in it a little bit. What do you think you guys got out of that?
Well, it's a great chance for our guys, the new guys, like we've talked about a bit. We've got several of them to get on the field a little bit and play in an environment that's somewhat competitive, but also a lot of fun. I think it was a chance for our younger guys to see what our program's about with the alumni coming back and the numbers that we had on the field. And I would say for about 7 minutes, we had enough stamina to put a little bit of a fight together. But I was officiating early, so I tried to keep the score close and then put myself on late in the match to see if we could do something. But it was a great event for our alumni that came back. They really enjoyed it. I think it was a great chance for our new guys to get an idea of what the tradition, the past history of our program is about.
How are the young guys looking so far? I mean, this is a team that has a lot of young guys in the roster now.
Of course, it'll take time for some of them to get in the system and figure out what we're trying to do here, but they're all working hard, so right now it looks good.
Coach has said it once and said it again, trying to have the leadership role with the older group of guys and trying to teach and mentor the younger ones to do certain things, whether that's speaking loud or helping them out with their shape or form. That's something that we have to all as a group work on, and especially the leaders in this team. So trying to do that has been I guess fun and enjoyable, but also kind of tasking because we have to have a more cohesive unit. So working on those things is definitely important to us.
What has stuck out to you about the team or even the young players?
The young players are starting to get a hang of it. They're all starting to communicate a lot more, and I think as a team we're in it together. So it'll be nice to see how that translates to this weekend.
And now the new guys, their first true match will be against Louisville this coming Saturday. Pretty big stage for them.
Yeah, it is. We were able to go over with our group in the spring and felt like we had a competitive event there. It was a great spring match for both teams, I think, to try some new things. And it is a preseason match, but it's also a great environment. Louisville's got an unbelievable stadium. They play in the ACC, so it's going to be a big test for us, but also a chance for us to see some different formations, play a few of the different guys that we may not in the first regular week of the season, and see what we've got. We've got some injuries we've got to deal with. We've got to change the lineup a little bit. So it's a preseason match. We're going to play it that way and try and get everybody some good minutes, but also try and get some things accomplished. Looking forward to Utah on opening weekend. You guys have had this one circled. I'm sure they have too since the way things went down in the spring. Pretty fired up to go over there?
Definitely. It's a great place, great stadium, a good team to play against, and it's just excited to play our first exhibition game.
I think they definitely may have us circled on their calendar too, especially after last spring, taking them in PKs and getting the win. But I think having a big competitor on the calendar like that is something big for us, something to look forward to, and definitely a great first preseason matchup. I think it's going to test us and show us where we're at, and hopefully we can learn a lot from it and move on to the next one.
That weekend as a whole is going to be pretty busy for you. First you go over to Louisville, then you're going to be back for Bellarmine. Pretty busy weekend to start the season.
Yeah, it'll be good because we'll be able to get both sets of guys in and get a lot of minutes in them. So either way, if you're playing Louisville or Bellarmine, it'll be a good game for you. Kickoff between the Aces and the Cardinals down in Derby City is at 4 o'clock, and of course we'll have all the highlights and post-game reaction on the Aces Insider. For the Aces Insider, I'm Joe Downs. And remember, you can keep up with all things Evansville athletics on GoPurpleAces.com, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and our YouTube channel.